goodbye, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. How y'all feeling today? I feel good. Dragonflies on in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when the day is done, that's just what I mean. And you show the world there's a new world and an old world for me. And I'm feeling good. Dragonflies all in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when the day is done, that's just what I mean. And this old world, and I'm feeling good. Stars when you shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the body, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and that's just how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new dawn. the time I've been building my castle of love, just for two, though you never knew you were my real love. I've come much too far for you now to say that I've got to throw my castle away over dreams. I have picked out a perfect come true, though you never knew it wasn't you. I've been dreaming. The Sandman has come from too far away for you to say come back some other day. And though you don't believe that they do come true. 40 my dreams come true when I look at you. And maybe too if you would believe, you too might be overjoyed over love over me. Over heart, I have painfully turned every stone, just to find I have found what I've searched to discover. I've come much too far for me now to find the love that I sought can never be mine. And though you don't believe that they do come true. 40 my dreams come true when I looked at you. And maybe too if you would believe, you too might be overjoyed over love over me, over me. And though the odds seem improbable, what do they know? For in romance, what true love needs is a chance. And maybe with a chance you'll find you too like I overjoyed over love for you. Over me. And though you don't believe that they do come true. For did my dreams come true when I looked at you? And maybe too if you would believe, you too might be overjoyed over love over me, over me. And though the odds seem improbable, what do they know? For in romance, what you love needs is a chance. And maybe with a chance you will find you too might die overjoyed over love over me, over me, over
I am going to welcome, so let me give you 4 thick accent. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, we have provided translators. That being said, we right in the room want to welcome each and every one of you. We want to thank you for participating in this joyful occasion. Such a wonderful thing to know you have such close friends that actually want to share your joy. So once again, welcome and thank you for being here. At this time, I'm supposed to do the prayer. I'm going to ask my wife, Robin, to do the prayer and the scripture. Thank you. I need you guys to stand behind me. You two have decided to further symbolize your union through a saying ceremony. Boyce and Alicia, we're glad, so glad that you said it. It's so nice to be able to witness this ceremony with you two. As I recite the words, not yet, though, as I recite the words of your saying ceremony, I would like Alicia to start by picking up your vessel, which will be the pink. Just hold it for a minute. At the beginning of this, when we start to pour about a quarter of the saying into the main vessel, Boyce, you pick up, you'll pick up your saying, and after she pours her quart in, you then pour your quart in. And you just keep on alternating until all saying from both of your vessels are in the big vessel. All right? Awareness and celebration. Keep going. Awareness and celebration in an important life event. The saying ceremony symbolizes the couple's love and commitment to one another. Before each of you is a container of sin. And that container of sin represents you, all that you were, all that you are, and all that you will ever be. And today you are commanding all of you and your uniqueness into the family vessel, which is your oneness. And just as these grains of sand can no longer be separated into their individual containers again, so shall your marriage and your last forever be intertwined. Amen. So be it. That was if somebody else was going to do this today. I got to ask y'all to do it again to get out of the way. Thank you, gentlemen. Now we're ready for the real deal. We're gathered here today in the sight of God, in the presence of family and friends to celebrate one of life's greatest moments. We are here to give recognition to the worth and beauty of love, and they are best wishes and blessings to the words that unite Boyce and Alicia in holy matrimony. Boyce and Alicia, marriage is the most important of all earthly relationships. It should be entered into reverently, thoughtfully, with full understanding of the sacred nature. Your marriage will stand by the strength of the love and the power of faith in each other and in God. Vows are incredibly meaningful and they're very personal. They provide a spiritual and attractive basis that will guide you through your shared life together and set the tone for what is to come. Your vows to each other set a strong foundation to a lifetime of unity and marital joy together. Today you share the promises of lifelong commitment, partnership, love, companionship, kindness, honesty, patience, and intend to enjoy the good times together and endure the rough times together. And we pray that our God, our Lord, our Savior, give you an enduring and blessed and happy union. Alicia, have you freely and without reservation come here today to give yourself to Boyce?
Of course, yes.
Boyce, Boyce, have you freely and without reservation came here today to give yourself to Alicia in marriage?
Yes, I do.
All right. In the book of Ecclesiastes, King Solomon gives this warning. When you make a vow to God before God, fulfill it. It's better not to make a vow than to make one and not fulfill it. I believe y'all have personal vows to each other. Alicia, will you share yours now?
When we met in the library at Indiana University, my first thought was, oh, there he goes, I finally found him. And I called my mom and I told her, I said, I got a new playmate. It was as if I had been looking for you my entire life. And in my 19-year-old mind, I knew that we would be friends forever. Since that day, I've always felt a very strong connection to you. I fell in love with the core of who you are, your essence. I am so thrilled that we took the chance on romantic love with each other after being friends for such a long time. I had no clue that you would be interested in me. I had no clue at all. I am surprised at how perfect we are together. I know that if my father was here, he would be equally thrilled. Today, I promise, I will always show you the utmost respect and appreciation. I vow to lift you up by nurturing your spirit and your dreams. I will honor you by accepting you just as you are, because you are enough. I choose to be your wife because you have a big heart and you're very insatiable to me. I look forward to our adventures together, to running more races. Got to do more races with each other. I look forward to cooking your favorite dinner on Sunday. Most important, I am so happy to be able to trust you. And I am glad that you saw something special in me to make the commitment to be my husband today.
Alicia, when I first met you, I knew I wasn't meeting you for the first time. We were meeting again. I loved you a million years ago. I will love you a million years into the future. I loved you on this earth, all surrounding planets, even in the multiverse. Our love is something that is magical because I believe that it's timeless, it defies space and time. When I first met you, the first day I met you, I wrote in my journal, today I met the most beautiful woman in the world. We have always been telepathically connected. There is nobody else that is meant to be for me. You are my alpha and my omega. And so you're not just my soulmate. You are my soul.
Ready? You start out. Boyce, we have Alicia to be your wife, to live together in holy marriage. We love her, comfort her, honor, keep her in sickness and health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as she knows she'll live. Your response. Same as you, Alicia. Alicia, we have Boyce to be your husband, to live together in holy marriage. We love him, comfort him, honor him, keep him in sickness and health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live.
I do.
Who has the rings? Dear Lord, bless Alicia and Boyce, and let their hearts and these rings be a constant reminder of their love for one another and their vows made this day. So be it. Take the ring, please. Take the hand in curve and place it on, not yet. Repeat after me, please. With this ring I be wed.
With this ring I be wed.
I give you this ring as a sign of my vow.
I give you this ring as a sign of my vow.
And with all that I am.
And with all that I am.
And all that I have.
And all that I have.
I honor you.
I honor you.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Let's pray on that. Situation, you ready? With this ring I do wed.
With this ring I do wed.
I give you this ring as a sign of my vow.
I give you this ring as a sign of my vow.
And with all that I am.
And with all that I am.
And all that I have.
And all that I have.
I honor you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
I honor you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Okay, make prayer. Holy Father, here we come before you and ask you to bless this marriage. As they begin their journey down the road of life together, we don't know what lies ahead, but the road turns and bends. Help them to make the best of whatever comes their way. Help them to continue to enjoy each other as they did when they first met. Help them to realize that nothing or no one is perfect, and to look for the good in all things and all people, including themselves. Help them to respect each other's likes and dislikes, opinions and beliefs, hopes and dreams and fears, even though they may not always understand. Help them to learn from each other and to help each other to grow mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And help them to realize that no matter what happens to them, they will hold on to each other and know that things have a way of working out for their good. Help them to create for their children a peaceful, stable home of love as the foundation on which they can build their lives. But most of all, dear God, help them to keep lit the torch of love that they now share so that by their loving example, they may pass on the light of love to their children and to their children's children forever. Lord, as we conclude this sacred union of Boyce and Alicia, we ask that you continue with your blessings we celebrate. Bless the people that has attended. And we ask that you bless the food that has been prepared for this celebration. And to the guests of this special occasion, let's give a benediction. May the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you all. In the name of Jesus. Closing comments is simply this. To make your relationship work, take love. This is the core of your marriage, the way you're here today. It would take trust to know that in your hearts, you truly want the best of each other. And it would take dedication to stay open to one another and to learn and grow together. And it would take faith to go forward together without knowing exactly what the future brings. And it would take a commitment to hold true to the journey you both have pledged today. And with the authority of the church and state, I now pronounce you as man and wife.
Boyce and Alicia, first of all, thank you so very much for including me in this precious and special day.
Please.
It is an honor to be here, to be with you, to see your love, to see the love that friends and family have for you, and to know that this is just the beginning of a great adventure. I'm not going to be long because I think that Mr. Larry did a wonderful job, and Ms. Robin of placing a blessing upon this union, upon this crowd. But I do want to say a few things and just to pull from the Holy Word, okay? First of all, in the words of the Apostle Paul, be devoted to one another in love, honor one another above yourself. And that comes from Romans 12:10. In the words of the disciple John, 1 John 4:12, no one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us, and his love is made complete in us. And finally, in the words of King Solomon, Ecclesiastes 4:9, two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. So always remember to put God first, to love one another, and to let nothing and no one come between your union. I love you both. Be blessed.
Amen.
Hey everybody, I'm Lawrence Watkins, and I'm Boyce's younger brother by 12 years. And yeah, I am very happy for both you and Alicia. So I was just reflecting and thinking through just my relationship with my brother over the last week or so, or more than that, but just reflecting on it. And you know, him being 12 years my senior, it was kind of like he was my older brother, but then kind of like somebody who helped raise me at the same time. And when I think about the men in my life that I love and respect, they're both here today in terms of the two that I respect and love the most. And that's, you know, Boyce, of course, and my dad as well, who officiated the ceremony. But, you know, as I think about, you know, Boyce being really my closest and best friend, you know, throughout the years, I've always had, you know, friends from just different organizations and different things I'm a part of. But I think about lasting bonds. Yeah. I think about lasting bonds and the bond that we've had. You know, we've lived together. We started our business together back in 2006. And we've kind of grown everything out of that. And I'm looking forward to seeing that transition. And I look forward to think about, I think about how, you know, Boyce has evolved over the past, just, you know, the years and the decades. And seeing this change that Alicia brings out in him is truly eye-opening, surprising, and I'm grateful to really see it happen. Because, you know, before Boyce was a workaholic. You know, he loved the work, and you know, that's what he found pleasure in. But it's good to see him find, you know, pleasure, happiness, and something, you know, much, much greater, a deeper connection, and a deeper bond. So, Alicia, we're very happy to have you a part of the family, and we thank you for, you know, being a great sister, and we wish nothing but the best to both of you. So, there we go.
It's been an honor and a pleasure to actually witness this marriage. It started back July 2020. We was gonna have it in Chicago and everybody was excited. And then COVID came and it was like, okay, when are they gonna get married? When are they gonna get married? Okay. Then they scheduled it for July 2021. And we was like, okay. Then Lawrence came home from Columbia with our two beautiful grandchildren. So we decided to come down here to Galveston so we could spend some time with them. And then Boyce called and said, they are so spontaneous. They will take you by surprise. I'm a planner, okay? And I'm not a risk taker for real. I'm not a gambler like that. But Boyce called and said, Mama, we're getting married in Galveston in a month. I loved her from the very first time I met her. I love her children, Quincy, Taylor, and Nicole, her mother. I mean, we could not ask for a better union with a family that's full of caring and giving, and I just love them all. So I just want to say, may God bless each and every one of you in the sound of my voice with his righteousness, peace, joy, and power in the Holy Spirit.
Taylor, you're up. Did you want to say something, Taylor?
My phone got erased.
David?
Of course she does. She's not going.
Hello?
Hello.
That's not, okay. I forgot everything that I just wrote last night because I was very unprepared for this because I was told I'm doing a speech 2 days before the wedding, you know, and then one day I had school, and then the next day went by, and then, you know, I guess I had to write it last night in the middle of the night. And then, just to go to look at it, and it's gone. I must have not have saved it. But I just want to say, since I would never imagine being here right now. I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna get married, but I never really thought about like, oh yeah, they're getting married. It hit me last night. I was like, oh wow, yeah, wow, okay, yeah. So I'm done. But I'm really happy for you guys. I'm really happy for my mom because, you know, she's been awaiting this for a really, really long time. And Boyce, I know you've been waiting it for long. Waiting it for a lot longer. And Mom didn't even know it. Boyce, wow. It really worked in your favor. I give you a second chance to say this. God gave you a second chance. It was like, oh, I know before she got married, she didn't say anything, so I'm just gonna. I just want to say I'm really happy for you guys. I'm really happy for my mom and my now stepdad. And I hope you guys have an amazing marriage.
D1? There we go.
Mic check. What can I say? This brother right here is really rare, y'all. He's really rare. Dr. Boyce Watkins. I met him just on the internet, you know, just another media personality, or so I thought at first. And it was something about this man's boldness. I mean, I talk to you directly instead of speaking about you. It was something about your boldness and your sincerity that really just stuck with me to where I said, wow, I want to pull that out of myself, you know, so I instantly started looking up to you. And then when I would see that you would actually follow up with me and you took an interest in me as a person and as a young black leader in this culture, that stuff really inspired me to keep going and to not, I wasn't gonna ever quit and stop what I was doing, but it was almost like I have someone who wants to see me be the best version of myself. So that would put a battery in my back to keep going and be the best version of myself that I could be. And that has meant a lot to me through the years. And in the music industry, I stopped being a teacher, y'all, to become a rapper. And one thing I learned is that there's not many friends that you make in this industry. But I remember coming to Chicago and we sat down, you brought me out to eat with Lawrence, and I just was like, God, I'm really making a real friend in this industry. And the wall that I normally have built up when I meet just industry people, that wall has come all the way down. And at this point, it's like a big brother I never had, to be honest with you, man. And it means a lot to me. Then, when Miss Alicia comes along and just, like honestly, it just made everything I loved about you that much better. You know what I mean? Because you know, y'all know Boyce. Boyce is serious. Boyce is focused. Boyce will push you to be the best businessman or businesswoman that you could be. But you need that other side that's going to be soft and sweet and funny and hospitable. And that's exactly, this is like the perfect balance, you know? So I think that because we have a friendship and a brotherhood, and we really root for one another, if I could hand pick or like handcraft like the perfect life partner for you, it would be that beautiful queen that's sitting right next to you. So yes, like anyone who really cares about either one of y'all just knows that y'all have found the perfect balance in one another and that we are all just elated. So thank you for being you. I'm sure y'all inspire not just myself, but every one of us. And it's our duty to understand that they are human, y'all. So we have a role to play to not only pull inspiration from them because they're so powerful, but to pour into them in whatever ways we can as well. So let's just all remember that, because this is of God right here. This is of God. So thank y'all very much. Appreciate y'all. Yeah.
We'll close it off with Willie D. Come on, Willie.
Put the ice cream
All right. Everybody say do 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 do.
Hello. DJ, all right, man, all right. I had to do it. Man. So, briefly, the way I met Boyce is I saw Boyce on the internet doing this thing and speaking unapologetically about black pride and black progression. And I was like, I like that dude. I want to meet him. So when he came to Houston, I just popped up, and somebody, I don't know who it was, but I said, look, whoever was in charge, I was like, tell Boyce Watkins, Willie D, I want to meet him. So I go back, and I pop up, and Boyce is like, what are you doing here? Like, man, I want to meet you, bro. Like, I really respect what you're doing. And so I had to like talk to this dude and just let him know that I had his back. I was in his corner. And then when fast forward after we became friends, and several conversations later, he told me that he was getting married. And I was like, well, I'm in the wedding. It's like, I'm in, man. I'm one of the grooms. I'm one of the groomsmen, no matter what you say. He's like, well, for real? He's like, yeah, man, I'm serious. I said, I'll come to Kevin. I said, I'll fly to Chicago. He's like, well, I'll take care of everything. Nah, man, I'm gonna pay for myself, man. I respect what you're doing, man. I respect you. I look at you like a brother. So anytime that, I feel like that you need me, bro, I want you to know that you ain't even gotta think twice, bro. You can count on me. You did. And when you told me that you were married, I started looking at. I didn't know that you were even in a relationship or whatever, like a serious relationship. So I started checking out Alicia, and I started checking out y'all communication online and stuff. And I was like, they seem really happy. They seem like they fit for one another. And I gave Boyce the benefit of doubt because, like somebody, I think that was D1 said, Boyce is a serious dude, and for him to pick a mate, it has to be somebody really special. He's not, like, see, Boyce Watkins is not a regular dude. I was telling Boyce, I was telling Boyce, I think a day or two ago, I was like, Boyce, I don't know if you realize but like in 20, 30 years, people are going to be talking about you. Like no matter what you do from here on out, like in 20, 30 years, people are going to be talking about you, bro. You know, and that's because you're making the sacrifice, and that's because you say things that a lot of cats are afraid to say. And I'm gonna tell you, you know, I don't know if you guys, maybe I shouldn't say that. I'm saying, but I'm a coon hunter. I don't like black people who throw their people under the bus. You know, so I hunt them and I attack them viciously. I expose them and I do whatever I can to destroy them. And one of the easiest ways that you can tell if somebody is a coon is if the establishment, if mainstream America loves them, they probably are not for their people. Well, mainstream America don't like Boyce Watkins. They don't like him. And so, whatever they don't like, I love. You see what I'm saying? Whatever they love, I really don't like. Because I know they're not for us. And when I see Boyce saying be one, I know it's offensive to some people, but for everybody else, it's whatever their description is, it's them one always. So why can't it be one for us? And Boyce is unapologetic about that, and that's why I respect what he do, and I love him for what he do. And you know, the fact that he decided that he was going to, you know, like take this like leap of faith, you know, in matrimony with Alicia. I was like, man, that's the big thing to me, you know, because marriage is one of those. I think it's like your dad was saying earlier. It's like it's one of the most important relationships you ever have in life. And a lot of people take it for granted. The reason why a lot of people frown on it is because they're not prepared for it, they're not real about it. You see? That's why a lot of people look down on it, on the matrimony, because they're not real about marriage. If you are real about it, if you're committed, and you pick the right person, you pick somebody not because just what they look like or whatever, what they got, you're gonna be all right. That's my time, but I just want you to, I just want you to know, bro, I got your back, man, and I appreciate what y'all doing. And I love y'all, and I think y'all gonna go the distance. Oh yeah, so at this time, I would like to encourage everyone to raise your glasses to the bride and groom. A toast to my buddy, Boyce Watkins and Alicia Watkins. All right. Mr. and Mrs. Boyce Watkins. All right. And I'm gonna go ahead and sing this song. Turn it up a little bit. I say turn it up a little bit. It's got to be real. Turn it up a little bit. I say turn it up a little bit. Come on, DJ. I know I'll never find. All right, okay, that's a good time. Another who could match the love you give to me. So it says, for the lover in you, this ring means I'll always be true. This is, I will start loving you this time. It's gonna last forever. think I was going to embarrass myself.
All right, well, wow, that was something else. That was something else, wasn't it? All right, so what I would like to say, first of all, is thank you so much for taking the time to make this trip. I know that it's a Friday, and it's I guess we're on the tail end of the pandemic, and most of y'all don't live in Texas. And I appreciate you coming down. I do not take that lightly or take that for granted at all. Also, I want you to know that that we did not have a long guest list. We had a super long list for the original plan for the wedding, and then of course the pandemic kind of reshaped the whole world, and then we had to pick and choose. We had to pick, and some people didn't make the cut. So I'm gonna be apologizing to some people, but we'll talk to them later. Y'all made the cut. Everybody in here is here for a reason. Every person, every one of you that I've spoken with, it is you learn a lot about yourself by looking at who your friends are, right? And as I'm talking to friends, some old and some new, and connecting those friends with older friends like my buddy John back there. I used to tutor him back in '96, and I tutored Alicia in '93. So tutoring was good for me. And I tutored Kim. I tutored you too. You still owe me $5, girl. That's important too. We're going to talk about that. When can I expect payment? And so I'm sitting and I'm just kind of meditating on this and trying to make sure I see the moment in the way that I need to see it. And I'm sitting and I'm just seeing all my friends and I'm thinking, okay, I must not be a bad guy. Because look at these people that I'm talking to and connecting with. They're intelligent, they're kind, and they're decent human beings. And it's just beautiful to see. And so with that said, I want to just make sure that we do a couple of formalities. And I hope you will clap for Charlene, the wedding planner. Yes, and also Victory Boyd, who sang earlier, and her family. Their whole family performs, and that's a piece of our story as well. Victory, I met Victory. She brought her father, a strong black man, or her father brought her. They brought each other to one of our events in Baltimore, and at that time, I don't think she was. I don't know how famous she was at the time, but she was kind of getting started, I guess, in the industry. And her father, I remember her father said, "One day my daughter is going to be really famous." And I wanted her to be rooted in her blackness as she evolves. And so Victory came in quiet as a mouse, had the guitar on her back, sweet as could be. And we had a little VIP session while shaking hands and talking and stuff like that. And I saw her sitting over in the corner with the guitar on her back, hadn't said a word. And I said, "Oh, you sing? You play the guitar?" She said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, can you sing a song for us now?" That's always the little trick I do with the art. When artists come up, I'm like, "Okay, well, all right, we'll rap. You a rapper? Rap. What you gonna rap about?" Right? And she said, "Okay, well, let me tune up my guitar." I said, "Okay, all right." So we gave her 5 minutes to tune up her guitar. She got it ready. And I'm thinking, I'm gonna see a good singer. I didn't know what to expect at all. And the first syllable that came out of her mouth, everybody just, the jaws dropped to the floor. like, whoa, like we're witnessing something special, like on a Sade kind of level. And so as a result of that, at some point, I think I filmed her to record the singing the Stevie Wonder song in New York. And we put it online and it went viral. And next thing I know, she's up there performing with the biggest artists in the world, hanging out with the Jay-Z's and the Kanye West. She actually wrote 3 songs on Kanye's last album. And yes, and so, I love telling stories like that just because these are the experiences that that end up shaping us. You know, the things we look back on. And I could probably tell a story about every single person. Like 80, 90% of you, I could think of some story I could tell. And I don't want to be long-winded, so I'm not going to tell every one of them, okay? But what I will say is this. I want to take a moment, if you allow me, and I want to express something about this beautiful woman who just gave me her hand in marriage. You know, when I was trying to prepare for today, I never want to miss the moment. And I realize that in our lives, we tend to miss the moment, and then we look back on the moment, and we miss the moment when the moment's gone, right? You're just living, and then you look back and you say, oh, 5 years ago, this amazing thing happened, but I didn't realize how amazing it was because I was caught up in that situation. So I literally looked at today. I looked at today from 25 years ago when Alicia, I hadn't talked to her in about 7 months, and I remember she called me, and it was out of the blue, and I hadn't talked to her in a very long time. And she literally, I kid you not, I'm not making this up, she literally said something like, she said, Boyce, I just had a feeling that you needed somebody to talk to right now. And I kid you not, that day was one of the worst days that I'd had. I had a terrible day that day. And I was like, I remember, I never forgot that, because I was thinking, how did this lady know that, oh, this lady, how did she know that I was having such a bad day? And there's other experiences like that that are kind of ironic and amazing, like things that literally happened maybe 20 years ago this month, things like that. So I literally sat there and did weird, crazy stuff, like I meditated and I went back in time and talked to myself 20 years ago about today, so I could see today from 20 years ago. And then I went 25 years in the future, and I went to the year 2046, and I looked back at 2021 from the year 2046, and I was able to miss the moment. I was looking back and saying, gosh, my wedding was amazing. All my friends were there. We were all so young, and the babies were babies. Now the babies are grown up. I did all that. I did that whole exercise. And it helped me to really try to understand the gravity of the moment. And what I can say is that when I say to you that this woman connects to me on a level that I just didn't know existed, I'm not kidding. You know, it's almost one of those things where, you know, the scientists that say that we live in a simulation, like this isn't, the universe ain't real, this is all made up. I like that, there's no way that this could have happened the way that it did. It had to be planned by God, a God, the universe, whatever terminology you want to use, because there is no greater honor than I could ever imagine than to be sitting here and speaking about this woman with the same last name as me. Wow. And that's all I want to say on that, because I could probably talk all day and I'm not going to do that. And so let's have some fun, and God bless y'all. Thank you all for coming out. I appreciate you doing that. I got a surprise. Oh, Lord. This is, speaking of 20 years ago, this was actually 21 years ago this month. I don't know if the video or whatever, it should come up on the screen. They're very short clips, I think about 2 minutes apiece. And one of them is, they're all on the same day. Alicia came to visit me in May of the year 2000. And these are some, y'all gonna just be ready to kind of laugh a little bit because we were much younger. And I decided to pull these together just as a gift to my wife so that we could just embarrass ourselves a little bit. So, so here we go. I hope you can hear the audio. You may or may not. And at one point, this is when she found out how sloppy I could be. She came in my dorm room and she said, "Boyce, this don't make no goddamn sense." But you know, joke's on you. And now we're married. And now you gotta live with it. So here we go. So here, I don't know if you guys can. Hope you guys can hear it. That's us getting ready. We're actually about to go out. So she's telling me about the tattoo she got that her mama didn't like. So I don't know if you, I guess we can't hear it, but there we are. So we're standing in the mirror, and I think about this little image when when we get ready in the morning, And we're at Ohio State University, and she had driven down from Chicago, and she was a graduate student at the University of Chicago at the time. At this time, we had no idea that one day we'd be getting married.
I was thinking that earlier. I said, your hair was so dry. And I really was and what else did I say? Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly, that's so funny. That was exactly what I was thinking. She was a good condition. This takes me only 5 minutes, so I'm trying to fill up the last 5 minutes.
Now, I can't remember if it was a 2 or 3 minute clip, but it's a very short
I'm
clip.
gonna get another one, take another one tomorrow. And then I said, I tried to put them both on one audio.
And as you can tell, I used to talk too much even back then.
This is before Dr. Boyce. This is way before Dr. Boyce.
Yeah, I wasn't Dr. Boyce at this time. I was just Boyce, who was trying not to get kicked out of grad school. Yeah, so at this point, Alicia's about 26. I am 29. And now, is there a way to move to the next clip? I think, here we go. This is when she showed me what it felt like to get the tattoo. And so she's pinching me. You can skip to the next one if you can. Okay, so there was another little clip that I found of it was the same trip. I did the same time you were at Ohio State, and I love the shock in her eyes when she sees how sloppy my room is in my dorm room. I'm notoriously messy.
Oh, was this when I put your socks on?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was them plush palms.
Oh,
Girl, we didn't pay for nothing. We went out, it was dancing like 5 different people.
And back then, Alicia was wild, so we went to New York. One time in 1999, we drove to New York, and we drove all night long, and we were all exhausted. And we didn't even go to sleep that night. And this party animal lady was like, "Oh, we're gonna sleep 2 hours, then we're gonna go out." And I said, "No, we're not." I said, "She's not going. There's no way," because we didn't even sleep the whole night. She slept 2 hours and was ready to go out. I could not hang with her. And she's telling a story now about a guy at the club who started breakdancing and busted his face on the floor. And Alicia told him to go get a tetanus shot. Sorry about the bad cinematography. I'm sure the cameramen are like, I don't know what I was filming. You can go to the next clip if you want to. There we go. We've got one more short one. And this is when she got the first chance to see how sloppy I could be. My dorm room at Ohio State was pretty atrocious. There we go. Okay, so this is about 45 seconds. Okay, good. And that's Tawana. Tawana was our buddy. She's a professor too, actually.
This is a goddamn. You're not embarrassed? I'm a researcher.
So there we go. Very short clips, very short. Yes. So there we go. So we go way back. So enjoy yourselves. I don't know what's next on the agenda, but whatever it is. One more. Oh, we're gonna dance. Okay. All right. Thank you all for coming out. God bless you.
It's so much warmer out there than it is here, though. Because, man, it's AC.
Matt, shall I move over one?
With all my heart, I love you, baby. Stay with me, and you will see my arms will hold you, baby. Never leave, 'cause I believe I'm in love. Sweet love, don't you ever go away. I feel no shame, I'm in love. Sweet love, don't you ever go away. It'll always be this way. Your heart has called me closer to you. I will be all that you need. Just trust in what we're feeling. Never leave, 'cause baby, I believe I'm in love. Sweet love, you're calling out your name. I feel no shame, I'm in love. Sweet love, don't you ever go away. It'll always be this way. Sweet love, hear me calling out your name. I feel no shame, I'm in love. Sweet love, don't you ever go away. It'll always be this way. Oh, sweet love, don't you ever go away. Let it always be this way. I know your eyes in the morning sun. I feel you touch me in the pouring rain. And the moment that you wander far from me, I wanna feel you in my arms again. And you come to me on the summer breeze, keep me warm in the love that softly live. And it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to learn, 'cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they want to let us be. We belong to you and me. I believe in you. You know the door to my very soul. You're the light in my deepest, darkest hour. You're my savior when I fall. And you may not think I care for you when you know that inside I really do. And it's me